$22 million. That's what the Pentagon spent on a cattle ranch in Utah, then classified what they found, and stopped talking about it entirely. You've seen Skinwalker Ranch on TV. You haven't seen the receipt. Last week was the Bell Witch, a ghost a family couldn't escape. Tonight, different scale, a phenomenon a government couldn't classify and won't explain. Skinwalker Ranch has 500 acres in northeastern Utah, the Uintah Basin. High desert, ringed by mountains. Looks like every other ranch you'd drive past on a state highway. The Ute people lived here for centuries. They have a name for the basin. Translates roughly to the path of the skinwalker. And they warned outsiders to stay away after dark. In Utah oral tradition, the land isn't haunted, it's cursed. Haunted means it happened once. Cursed means it's still happening. 1994. Terry and Gwen Sherman buy the property. The price was suspiciously low. The ranch had been listed a long time. Within weeks, things started happening they couldn't explain. Cattle found dead. No predators, no disease, no scavenger marks at the scene, just clean wounds and no blood. One cow had a circular hole cored through its body. Clean edges, no tearing. Like a tool that doesn't exist in any veterinary or industrial context. The Shermans heard sounds underground. Mechanical humming. Deep, steady. No source they could find. Not at any frequency a generator or a pipeline makes. They reported metallic spheres, moving silent and low across the property, changing direction instantly. No momentum, no engine sound. Objects behaving like they didn't have mass. They lasted 2 years. Then they sold. They told the next buyer everything. He paid more than they were asking. 2 years. Imagine living through that on your own land. Imagine deciding to leave anyway. 1996. Robert Bigelow buys the ranch. Las Vegas billionaire, hotel money, obsessed with anomalous phenomena. He didn't want cattle. He wanted a laboratory. He sent a team. Cameras, motion sensors, radiation detectors, recording equipment. The job was simple. Document what happens on the property. Bring back proof. The phenomena resisted being studied, with a consistency that was itself the strange part. Equipment failed inside the property line, and worked fine the second you stepped outside it. Cameras aimed at a spot? Nothing. Cameras pointed somewhere else, caught things in the corner of the frame, as if the phenomena were aware of being watched, and adjusting. The ranch knew it was being watched, and it was deciding what to show. Read that line again. It knew it was being watched, and it chose what to show. One night around 2 a.m., the NIDS team saw a luminous object hovering above the ranch. A researcher aimed a laser pointer at it. The object moved, not drifted, moved, mirroring the laser's path exactly. Then it accelerated beyond any known aircraft and vanished. The laser was off the shelf. The object was not. Bigelow's research caught the attention of a U.S. Senator, Harry Reid of Nevada. He spent 2 years quietly building support in the Senate. 2007. Reid secured $22 million in black budget funding, a Pentagon program run out of the Defense Intelligence Agency. The contract went to Bigelow's own company. A sitting U.S. senator personally walked $22 million in defense money through Congress to study a ranch in Utah. The program was called AAWSAP. Findings remain classified. What's emerged through FOIA, the investigators experienced the phenomena themselves. Nausea, disorientation, the sensation of time distortion. One investigator described what he called a hitchhiker effect. Events from the ranch followed him home, to his own residence, miles away from the property. The program produced a report, estimated over 100 pages, classified, never released. AAWSAP was quietly shut down in 2012. The reason given was budgetary. Here's the question that sits at the center of all of it. Why classify it? If the phenomena were debunkable, a public report would say so. Classification means revealing it creates a problem. You classify when the information is sensitive, or when the conclusions are destabilizing, or when you don't know what you found. And admitting that, on the record, is something no government volunteers for. The ranch acts like it knows when it's being watched, and it chooses what to show us. The ranch changed hands again in 2016. Brandon Fugel continues the work. Newer equipment, ground-penetrating radar, real-time radiation monitoring, high-speed cameras. Same results. Equipment still fails selectively. Phenomena still resist documentation. They leave traces, radiation spikes, electromagnetic signatures, and then go quiet. $22 million. A classified report. The most unsettling thing here isn't the phenomena. The silence is the data. Tonight was a government that wouldn't talk. Next time, 9 hikers who couldn't. A Russian mountain in 1959. None of them walked back. 3 more files. 3 more questions. Pick whichever one keeps you up tonight.